What's up guys, Inigami here. We're going to go through the 30 Stamina Franky Island. Now, 30 Stamina Franky Island is 15 and 30 Stamina are one of the series of islands that you only can take one type of character for. You can see that any of them that's not, any of them got that little red exclamation mark means you can't bring them to island. And I'm just going to bring a mid-level Rayleigh. I'm going to bring my full int Rayleigh team. If you go on, they'll tell you, no, none of these guys are able to use because you can only bring int characters to Franky's Island. This is the biggest problem with Franky Island, is that you have to make sure that you have a team that's ready to go. If you don't have 6 characters, well, if you don't have 5 characters at side, you can't even attempt the island unless you bring in fewer than that many characters, which makes it very hard, especially if you don't have a good side lead. It can be very hard for a lot of people to have a team that's even ready to do Franky's Island. Once you actually make it to Franky's Island though, especially since the boss, Franky himself, will be weak to all your team, you get a lot of damage done. This first stage is always going to be 3 dudes and then this girl in the middle. This girl has a really long cooldown and you're not actually going to get hit by her. Forgive me if I mess up int and psi, I do that a lot. So when I say, you guys will have to assume you know what I'm talking about if I say, I'm just going to call them purple and yellow. And we'll never mess up purple and yellow. So that first stage, the girl in the middle actually only has 1 hit point, so just leave her to last, and you can stall 1 extra turn if you leave her there. Usual stalling stage, kill everyone on the outsides, and then hit the turtle on the inside afterwards. Just kill everyone on the outside. Make sure that auto-targeting doesn't decide to make you hit one of the turtle instead of the marines. You can get in some trouble if auto-targeting decides to just switch characters onto the turtle instead of one of the marines. So just kill it slow, hit all the marines on the outside, kill the turtles after that. Make sure you use a character with a low combo hit, so that way you have the turtle survive for 2 turns. Now the secret stage for Franky Island is actually Kiwi and Mozu. Kiwi and Mozu are the 2 square-headed sister girls that come with Franky all the time. It's both of them. They're not too much of a problem. Whenever they show up, you'll be able to take them out pretty easily. But they can show up on any of the first 9 stages. So anything except for the boss stage, you might see Kiwi and Mozu. Just be prepared for them at any time. You might not have as much time to wait out as you thought. Now, since this is an int-only, island, you're not going to be able to bring people like Golden Pound Usopp to stall. If you have Robin, she's very, very good. But the Archaeologist Robin, that gives you an extra chance of getting int orbs, or the version 1 Robin that gives you double damage to all int characters, are very, very good. Both of those are very, very useful. Coralina here gives you extra damage to brawler types. The only reason I'm bringing these guys are actually just because I don't have many other int characters to use on my crew. There are a lot of very good int characters to bring. Mr. 3 is also very, very good. Mr. 3 lets you stall out 1 turn. It's basically Golden Pound Usopp for int and slasher teams. And just hit it nice and slow. You get a lot of turns off on this seahorse. Now the seahorse doesn't have any armor, but it does have a decent amount of hit points. So you just pick your weakest character. Oh, he has very low armor, I apologize. But just pick your weakest character and stall out a couple turns on him. Now the reason I actually really want to get both Rayleighs up and ready before I make it to Franky, to make Franky a lot easier, because there's actually 2 boss stages that you can get. You can get either Franky all by himself, or Franky and Kiwi Mozu. Now Franky and Kiwi Mozu is a bit harder, because Kiwi and Mozu will both do a preemptive attack that gives their entire team a boost. And we'll see that once we actually get there. See which one we get. Now, stage 9 is Franky version 1. Well, 1 Franky. He will do a 4,000 damage preemptive attack, but then he has a 4-turn cooldown. So it's an excellent, excellent time to just spend your time healing up all that damage that he did to you. You don't want to kill him fast. You want to take your time, get him to like 30%, and then just leave him there. That's plenty low. And then you have 4 turns to just try to heal up as much as you can and reduce your cooldowns. Swap your orbs around if you can. Always useful to get orbs on your good characters. That's what I'm gonna do, is just on my last, get as many orbs as I can on my last turn. Now we'll finally actually attack to kill him. There we go. No problem. Alright, Franky himself, we get single Franky. I don't get to show off Kiwi and Mozu. What Kiwi and Mozu do is one of them will give will buff their entire team for buff their attack for 2 turns, and the other one will buff their defense for 1 turn. You want to first focus down the 2 Kiwi and Mozu on the sides. I just know that if I use Rayleigh, since Rayleigh hits everything, it'll kill Kiwi and Mozu without any problem. So kill Kiwi and Mozu on the sides. If you have any damage boosts, if you have your int team set up, you want to use it on this turn, because the next turn, Franky, on turn 2, Franky will actually put up a... Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to do Dragon first. Franky has a decent amount of armor, so bringing armor reducers is useful against him. On turn 2, Franky will actually put up an armor buff for himself, so you're not going to be able to do as much damage to him in turn 2. So that's why you want to unload on him in turn 1 if possible. He doesn't attack on turn 2, but he will, of course, do that big old buff and make it much harder to actually hurt him. After that turn 2, on turn 3, Franky will attack and deal... when Franky attacks, he'll actually silence you for 1 turn, silence both your captains for 1 turn, and he will attack for 6,000 damage. Now, if I should be able to kill him here, but if I can just let him hit me. I'll try to get him low without killing him. Oh shoot. Oh well. Trust me when I say, Franky silences both your captains for 1 turn. If you don't know what silences do, he basically makes it so that way your captains are just blank characters and you have no captain special for 1 turn. So you're gonna have a wasted turn, and then after that you have 1 more turn to actually try to kill him. It does do another 6,000 damage attack, so you have to be very careful about that. He hits pretty hard, but he only hits every 2 turns. Since you have your entire team as int characters, you know you're going to be dealing double damage against him, so you're going to be fine against him. Anyways, that's basically the island. Be aware that you could see 2 versions of Franky. Is probably the biggest thing you got to worry about, is either Franky all by himself or Franky with Kiwi and Mozu. Anyways, guys, I've been Zenigami. Bring those int characters. Good luck farming One Piece Treasure Cruise. Y'all stay beautiful.